Hello friends, I'm Pastor Oleg and I invite you into my study of the book of Isaiah. And today we are dealing with the very first chapter of this book. Let us begin our journey through this wonderful book of Isaiah. I can't read it for you and I can't reason for you, but we can read and reason together. Chapter 1 starts with a sad picture of rebellion. Verse 2 already introduces us into this awful situation. In imitation and after inspiration of Satan, people rebel against God. All other things are just the details of this rebellion. Yes, they manifested in every way, in every aspect of life, on any level. Why rebellion? Israel does not know God. They thought they knew God, and yet they rebelled against Him. Chapter 1 deals with a broad spectrum of issues that reflect on this rebellion. Read this chapter prayerfully and see if you can identify some of those issues in your life. See if you can recognize today's condition of Christianity in general, the Laodicean condition. Remember that as Isaiah is talking about Jerusalem, he's also talking about the church of the last days. Why persecutions? Why time of trouble? Same questions the Israelites were asking each other. They blamed, first of all, their brother Ephraim, their northern brother Ephraim, who, as they had thought, was plotting against them. And God is saying through the prophet Isaiah that it is he, not their brother Ephraim, nor Syria, nor any other enemy that causes them this trouble. It is God who is causing them this situation. Isaiah reveals that God will use another strong nation to punish Jerusalem and its inhabitants. Why? To save a very small remnant before they become like Sodom, verse 9 tells us. The remnant in Jerusalem will be sealed and purified for the hard times that were coming. Verse 25, we read about it. And just how bad those time will be for the people of Jerusalem depends on what the people of Jerusalem are going to do about the rebellion, what they are going to do about the message that they received from the prophet, through the prophet Isaiah, from their Lord. You see, even keeping the Sabbath does not save. In verse 13 we find out, although later on Isaiah would say that even if you just keep this, it will be quite different, the whole situation, but you failed on this. Well, take a note now that Isaiah also says that the sacrifices of animals are all in vain. It is of a serious importance and a consequence because as we project it to our days, to our immediate future, we might see that Jerusalem temple will be rebuilt and the sacrifices will be brought again. And the Sabbath will be kept as it is, been kept already in Jerusalem. But the sacrifices will be an abomination of desolation. Prophet after prophet are saying about it. Malachi, who lived at the time when the temple was already restored, his emphasis was on those unlawful sacrifices. And indeed, every sacrifice has now been unlawful after the ultimate sacrifice made by our Lord Jesus Christ. So that's something to keep in mind as we proceed with our studies of Isaiah. Verse 21 calls Jerusalem a harlot, city of murderers. Isaiah is using very strong language, and I guess it is God really who is using this strong language. But what else would you expect as we are talking about both the apostate rebellious Jerusalem and the apostate rebellious Christian church? Papacy and its allies as we know it in history. We know what happened to Christianity, how it followed the same apostate course as the church or the Israel of the past. But it can't last forever, this situation. The day of the Lord is coming. It will purge away your dross, verse 25 informs us. The dross of Jerusalem, the dross of the Laodicean period of the church. But again, Isaiah is calling upon people to soften this blow that was coming. Was it possible? Sure it was. Did they listen to him? Sure not. Will people listen to Isaiah today? I don't know. We'll see. But the world will soon hear from the two witnesses. Now, one more thing. It looks like the situation with the modern state of Israel and the situation with the modern Christianity have some striking similarities. It is not a coincidence that USA announced its enthusiastic support to Israel. The modern-day Protestantism, with its unbiblical ideas, especially when it comes to the prophecies, it is just a dark forest, really, for most people, and yet very important decisions are being made based on this misleading prophetic understanding, as people don't listen carefully to the prophets, such as Isaiah.